How many more, Time Lord? How many more people will you let die?
Doctor, do something, please! Doctor?
Time's up, Time Lord. Say goodbye to yet another soul that you failed to save.
No!
Doctor, do something!
Let's see. The Mind Leech used telepathy to lock onto people's thoughts, so... Aha! Oh, sure you should know. I used the sonic screwdriver to scramble your telekinetic waves so that you wouldn't be able to attack, what was her name again?
Julia!
I scrambled your telekinetic waves so that you wouldn't be able to attack Julia. Now then, stand down before I amplify what I just did to you globally.
We shall never stand down.
What the heck did that thing do to me?
I'm not entirely sure. Doctor, will she be alright?
She'll be fine. It's only the animal leeches that can kill people. Right, since we don't have the TARDIS, we'll need somewhere to rest for a bit, until we can come up with a plan to stop this chaos from going global. Jack, how far away is your house?
About 30 minutes, I think.
Yeah, not ideal, but it'll have to do for now. Let's go.
What about me?
Doctor, you know we can't leave her on her own.
Yes, of course. You can come with us. Let's go. Jack, why the heck did you decide to live on a mountain, in the middle of a forest, and away from what seems to be the rest of human civilization?
Does that really matter right now?
Yeah, it kinda does. What if you needed to get somewhere in a rush, or so you leave the house and go down the mountain, and then you remember that you forgot your pet cat?
I don't have a cat.
Yeah, well, you get my point. You don't even have a proper way up that mountain.
What the hell were those things?
They're called the Mind Leech, and right now we don't really have a way of stopping them.
We can't stop them on our own. We're going to need some help.
Oh. I see.
Alright, soldiers. Stand guard. Nothing must get through those gates. Wait for it.
Good old unit. I'd like to speak to Kate Lethbridge-Stewart, by the way.
I'm afraid Kate hasn't been in charge for a long time. I'm in control now. May I ask who you are exactly?
It's me. The Doctor. This here is my friend Adam Jones. You are?
Daniel Lethbridge-Stewart. I'm Kate's son.
Oh, Kate had a son, did she? What happened to her then? Why is she no longer in charge?
That doesn't matter, Doctor. Right now we are dealing with an unknown threat, and seeing as you technically never left the unit, you, sir, are still our chief scientific advisor.
Oh, jeez, I should probably remember to complete my resignation papers one day.
Come inside my office, Doctor. Mr. Jones. We have much to discuss.
So, who is he then? This doctor?
He's an alien from a planet called Garrytheword.
You've got to be kidding me. Aliens don't exist.
How would you explain those things out there right now if aliens don't exist? But there's more to the Doctor, you know. Me and Chad, we've been travelling with him.
Travelling?
Through time and space.
And you never thought of telling me? Nathan, we've been together for a year now.
I know. But I never told you because, well, I never thought I'd see him again. A year ago, the Doctor was captured by some of his enemies. and we were able to save him, but he decided to send us home. He said it was for our own safety.
So he just turned up out of nowhere after a year.
Not exactly. Me and Jack got kidnapped a few months back. We were taken to the Doctor's home planet. That's how we met him again. We've been travelling with him ever since. I understand if you're mad at me for keeping something like this from you.
I need to think about this.
Don't worry about her, Nathan. She'll be fine.
I really hope so.
Right then, Doctor, I order you to tell me everything that you know about the Mind Leech.
I would, if I had encountered them before.
What on earth do you mean?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the Mind Leech are a fairy tale. It was made by my people to scare the children.
But clearly that so-called fairy tale is real.
Do you at least know what they're capable of?
Well, the humanoid leeches can latch onto part of a thought and predict the rest of your thoughts based off that singular one. The animals simply just feed off memories, it seems.
That's true. They took so much of mine, I don't even remember how my mother looks.
Okay. The animal leeches I can understand, but the humanoid ones? What exactly do you mean by the fact that they can latch onto a singular thought and then predict the rest of them?
Let's say we make a plan to stop them, right here and now. If we even think about the first step to the plan, the leeches will already be able to figure out what our plan is before we even manage to finish it.
I still don't understand.
In short, they'd be able to counter any plan we form. We can't stop them.
Well, if that is the case then, Doctor, why did you come here?
To gather any resources that could be used to stop the leeches.
Precisely. I was able to short-circuit the leeches using the screwdriver. If I could just get the materials that I need, then I could amplify that signal.
And what if the leeches have already countered your plan?
It's worth a try. It is the reason why I need to make this machine as soon as possible, though.
Very well then. I'll see what resources we have available.
They just...
Daniel!
The door is deadlocked, Doctor. You can't get out.
Why are you doing this?
Because if what you've said about the leeches are true, Doctor, then you'd only be wasting our materials. We will deal with them our own way.
Don't you dare! It will be a massacre!
At least it'll be worth a try. Goodbye, Doctor.
Daniel, no! Damn it!
Doctor, you still have my vortex manipulator.
I fried the circuits when we teleported to the city. And I don't have the parts to fix it. Our only hope left is Jack and Nathan.
And they don't even know where we are.
It's been 4 hours. Why aren't they back?
I don't know. Maybe they weren't able to get back to unit?
Something must have happened to them.
Guys, you might want to see this.
This just in. The Unified Intelligence Task Force, also known as UNIT, has issued an emergency broadcast, handing over to Commander Daniel Lethbridge-Stewart.
Earth is under attack from entities known as the Mind Leech. It is during these perilous moments where UNIT must take a stand. According to our sources, these creatures cannot be stopped. Which is why I am here tonight, to let the citizens of Earth know that if this is indeed our final night on this planet, UNIT will fight to our very last breath.
That was Commander Lethbridge-Stewart of the Unified Intelligence Task Force. And with that marks the end of this news report. This is NBC News, signing off.
According to our sources,
He's got to be talking about the Doctor.
Jack! Nathan!
Doctor, how are you on the TV?
I managed to hijack the broadcast signal that Daniel was using. Listen closely. Me and Adam are locked up at Unit HQ, and you're the only ones right now that can stop him from going to war with the leeches.
Why are you locked up? I thought you said they'd help us.
I thought so too. But hey, I clearly should have considered the stupidity of the human race in the process.
How do we get there?
I'll send the location to your phone. I have to go now before Unit catches on to what I'm doing. Good luck.
Alright, soldiers, listen up. Tonight is Earth's final hour, but we shall not give up. This is what my grandfather had set units up to be. Earth's last line of defense. And if we fail tonight, then all hope is lost for our race. So gather your weapons and let's go to war.
Oh my god.
Are we too late?
I hope not. The only thing we can do now is save the Doctor. Come on.
Julia, come on! No!
Nathan, we can't go back out there. It's too dangerous.
But we have to save her!
Can't, Nathan! We just get caught in the crossfire too.
Don't understand, I can't just leave her here to die!
We need to go now! Okay, it looks like the Doctor and Adam are in here. Doctor, can you hear me?
Ah, Jack. Perfect. The door's locked and the screwdriver won't work on it. We can't get out. It's good to see you again, boys.
Where's Julia?
Oh, she didn't make it. She got caught in the crossfire between the soldiers and the Mind Leech.
Oh, Nathan. I'm so sorry.
You promised, Doctor, that you'd keep her safe. Better not break it, or I swear I'll kill you the moment I have...
Nathan! What's gone into you?
Look at how you've broken.
Hello again.
So much pain, so much anger, so much energy to feed.
Yeah, well, you're not getting any of that tonight, you freaks.
Look at how you've broken. I wouldn't be so confident if I were you, Jack. Listen. Can you hear the screams of the human race being slaughtered? There is no way out of this. This planet shall never see the rise of the sun again, and we will feed off every organism.
No, you won't. Too many people have died tonight, and I will not let anyone else die. So either stand down and get off this planet, or else.
Or else what? Do not fear you. We're superior to all of you. No one can force us off this planet.
Well, you clearly haven't heard of me then. I'm the Doctor. The oncoming storm, the destroyer of worlds. The beast of Trenzalore, the butcher of Skull Moon. The destroyer of Skaro. I am the Doctor of War. And if you do not leave this planet right now, then just watch me burn your civilization down.
You will never surrender.
You heard him. Get off this planet.
Ah! Adam, give me your gun.
What for?
Just do it. No more warnings. Get off this planet, or you'll be the next one to die.
He deserves to die. Had this attack never happened, Julia would still be here.
He needs to pay for all of the men that I've lost today.
Doctor, you're not actually considering this, are you? You never kill.
That's not true, Jack. I have killed more people than you could ever imagine.
He's right, you know. And he thinks he can hide his crimes by masquerading around time and space as a hero to atone for what he did. The Time Lord reveals his true colors, but he dared not defy it. What are you waiting for, Doctor? Do it! Pull the trigger. All you have to do is kill the king. And the nightmare will all be over.
Whatever your decision is, Doctor, you better do it now. I don't have that many soldiers left.
Doctor, give me the gun. I'll do it for you.
We need to gather resources. Right now.
Follow me.
Right, I'm gonna need a lot of electric circuits, and maybe a ton of steel too, whilst we're at it.
Doctor, whatever you're planning, it's sure to fail.
Oh, don't you dare start back answering me. Who locked me and Adam up in the office? Who decided to go to war against the leeches? The death of your soldiers are your fault, Daniel. I warned you it'd be a massacre.
We gotta end this soon, Doctor. We need to find out how to save Julia.
Yes, one thing at a time. You lot are so needy. Daniel, where are my resources?
Here's your bloody resources.
Alrighty then. Let's get to work. We should be good to go.
So how is this gonna work, exactly?
It's simple. All I need to do is pull this lever, and the machine will amplify the sonic screwdriver's waves to permanently short-circuit the leeches.
But how does the Sonic even do that?
Well, the sonic waves sort of cancel out the telepathic waves that are generated by the leeches.
What are we waiting for then? Activate the machine.
Here goes nothing.
It's working! The sonic waves, they're cancelling out the telepathic ones!
Come on. Just a tiny bit longer.
Well, there goes £1,000 worth of resources.
Could you please stop thinking like a soldier for once? Honestly, I preferred your mother and grandfather over you.
Doctor!
Nathan, no!
You should have killed me when you had the chance, Doctor. Now watch as your friends pay the price. Those things no longer have an effect on me. We learn. Adapt. That is how we survive.
If you harm my friend in any way, I will not show you any mercy.
Nathan! Doctor, we need to go and save him.
I've fixed the vortex manipulator. We can get to the TARDIS. Goodbye, Daniel. I hope to never see you again.
Where are we going, Doctor?
To the only place the leeches could have taken Nathan.
The ship.
Exactly. We're gonna be a while though.
Let me guess, that entity is still lurking in the time vortex?
Yeah, the TARDIS can't really take any more damage from it, so we're gonna have to travel through space rather than time to get to Nathan.
There isn't any way to speed the TARDIS up?
No, I'm afraid there isn't. Oh, wait, I completely forgot. I supercharged the TARDIS. Hold on!
There's no use in trying to escape them. The only way out is for me to unlock the cell.
What do you want with me? I've already had a terrible day. Just let me go.
Relax, Nathan. I only want to talk.
A creature like you wanting to talk? Nah, I don't think so.
Tell me, Nathan, why you trust the Doctor? Why you put your life in his hands? You feel safe with him? Do you enjoy getting on Paris adventures with him in your camp? Because that man is very dangerous. Because that man is very dangerous. And you seem to know that. Has he ever told you how many people have chatted with him? At this point, I'd say hundreds. Maybe even thousands. And very few are likely to have survived.
But it wasn't the Doctor's fault. He did what he could to protect those people.
Even if he doesn't try, I can see it all now, Nathan. Your journey to the Doctor will end in tragedy. If you do not stop chatting with him, you will die.
That's not true. You're just trying to get into my head. You're trying to turn me against the Doctor.
You'll see me. You'll be the death of you.
Oh, now you're done for.
Mind Leech. That's TARDIS.
Ah, glad to see we were expected.
What do you want, Time?
Could it be because you kidnapped one of my friends? No, it couldn't, could it?
Let Nathan go, or else.
You can't threaten us, even if you wanted to.
Oh, I wouldn't be too sure about that. You see, we've touched Nitro 9 below your ship. So if you want to live, then I suggest that you let him go!
Do that. Right, just let you glance around. Killing the three of you in the process. But we both know you won't do that.
Well, you don't know Adam at all, because let me tell you this. He will blow this place to Kingdom Come.
You do know there is no stopping us, Doctor. We shall continue to feast off the human minds until nothing is left of them.
That's where you're wrong. Now, Jack! Get in the TARDIS, now! Adam! What are you doing?
They're right, you know. We can't stop them. This sonic wave that the TARDIS is generating won't stop them permanently. They'll be back.
Whatever you think you're doing, don't do it. Just get back to the TARDIS. We'll think of a permanent solution.
I already have them. These controls link to every single Mind Leech. You take it out and they lose their abilities, giving Union the task to finish them off.
I can disable it with my screwdriver. You don't have to blow it up yourself.
No, Doctor. We want to be sure that they are defeated and this has to be done.
Adam, please. If you are anything like your mother, you'll do as I say and come back to the TARDIS.
Doctor, the sonic wave is unwinding.
Adam, please.
It's been nice knowing you, Doctor. This may be the end for me, but I have a feeling you'll be seeing me around again soon.
You don't need to do this.
Go! Forget about me, just go!
I'm sorry.
Go to hell, you bastards!
Well, Doctor, it looks like this madness is all over now.
Tell me about it. How many men did you lose tonight?
Well, it's too many to count, but we think that in total, over 1,000 unit personnel and civilians were killed.
Oh, God.
We won. But at what cost?
If you don't mind me asking, where's Mr. Jones?
He's dead. Sacrificed himself in order to blow the Mind Leech ship up.
You couldn't save him?
No.
I'm sorry to hear that.
What about the Mind Leech? Are they all gone now?
No, not yet. There's still a few wandering about the streets, although they don't seem to have their abilities anymore. But it's nothing we can't handle.
Perfect. I think I've just about had enough of this. Come on, guys.
Will I ever see you again? Doctor?
Go to your rooms.
You know, you can talk to us if you...
I said go to your rooms! Look. I'm sorry. It's just been a very long day.
Something's wrong. The doctor's hiding something.
Well, that's obvious, isn't it? It's so much clearer after what happened tonight.
What do we do, though? We can't get him to speak, he'll just shut us down.
The library.
What?
We can go to the library. Think about it. Why does the doctor tell us that he can't read half the stuff that he has in there?
Because it's full of all the secrets.
Exactly. I bet we'll be able to figure out who he really is in there.
But is that a good idea, Nathan?
We can't keep blindingly trusting him. The Mind Leech King was right. The doctor will be the death of us if we're not careful. And I find it really hard to trust him after what happened to Julia.
Alright, fine. Lead the way.
I can't keep doing this. Too many people died tonight. Innocent people. I have to let Jack and Nathan go. They already don't trust me. I know what the Mind Leech did to them. How long? How long can I keep lying to them before they get hurt?
Great men are forged in fire. It is the privilege of lesser men to light the flame.
You can't stop me, Doctor. The only way to do so is to sacrifice yourself, and we both know that you're too weak to do that.
I'll fix this. I promise.
This will be fun.
Don't forget to click below and subscribe to the official WhoBlocks Productions YouTube channel.